baba yetu alitupenda na hakutaka identity yetu ipotee. Hii majina mnasikia Caroline ni majina tuliwekewa, lakini our birth certificates, like me, I was Elizabeth Wanjiko Gichanga. He was Daniel Gichanga Juguna. Hiyo kitu ilinifanya nikawa na curiosity kujua huyu ni nani. Na kwa sababu ya kukosa nguvu, niliomba Mungu sana nikigrow kwa one day one time I'll have to see my father. As I grew up, mambo mengi sana yaliongelelewa. One day I remember I was slapped by my granny just because I asked about my father. But I never gave up. As I grew up, I used to pray to God that God, help me one day I see my father. It doesn't matter the way I'll find him, because I was discouraged. We grew up being called bastard children, but I never gave up. I said, huyo baba, hata kama nitampata akiwa mwendazimu ni wangu. Hata kama nitampata akiwa mlevi vile wanasema ni mlevi, atakuwa ni wangu. And I want to thank God because God granted me my wish and he answered my prayer. I knew Dad 26 years ago. Out of the situation I was in, I was forced to get married at 19. And at that age, tender age, without parents, without anywhere to go, it made me to become mature. And through that, after getting my second born, I started the journey to go and look for my father. And I want to thank God because we went up and down. The good thing is, as much as Dad was in Western, he had good friends. Na alikuwa anawaambia yeye ni wa mahali fulani. So one of my uncles directed us. We went up and down. I wish Uncle Jogu was here. I owe him a lot. I met a stranger. Little did I know he was a relative. He walked me up and down. From Kino, Mwemuto. And as I always say, it was God's plan. Because every door we used to knock, it was a relative's door. We got a lot of discouragement. But I told my cousin and my brother, before he was affected with that, we will not give up. Wacha tukutane na huyo mlevi, mimi nitampokea bila yako. I want to thank Uncle Jogu. He took us up and down, Zimmerman, River Road. At the end of the day, we found our dad in River Road. Sitaogopa kusema hiyo. Nilipata baba yangu River Road. In a den. Keg. But I didn't give up. The best connection was when Dad saw me without introduction. He came crying, "Mom, you have come." That was the best thing I wanted. And after that, it is a history. I want to thank God because God granted me my wish. And I've been praying since 1997. I've been praying, God, as I take care of my children, God, help me, bless me, so that I can be a blessing to my father. Whatever he never enjoyed during his teenie, God, help me so that the little time he'll give me with my father, he may also enjoy. And God answered my prayer, 2015. I want to thank God because Dad's family is so loving. They are very good people. And I think I'm standing here boldly because of them. As you guys understand, if they could be mean people, I don't think if you could be here. But thank God for the late Auntie Wangari. May her soul rest in peace. Mm-hmm. She told me, our mom, you will stand firm like our mother and take care of your mom. Mm-hmm. She encouraged me. Let people talk, but take care of your dad. Whatever you have little, share with your dad. And I took her advice. It has been a good journey. I can't regret. Because through taking dad, it has opened doors in my life.
Amen.
It has been a journey of turbulence.
Amen.
But when I look at my dad, every day in the morning, when I wake up, even if I don't feel like waking up, but when I think of my dad, I'm forced to wake up. Dad has been my best friend. I've always been his baby. When I took him 2016, he was like guilty. Now, mom, whatever you are doing to me, I'm so sorry. I failed like a father. But I told him, Dad, no, you didn't fail. The best thing you did is to bring us in this world so that you could take care of me. Dad accepted his situation and accepted to stay with us. And I want to thank God because I cannot say that I'm the one who did it. It is God who made me take care of my dad with my children. He has been a loving grandfather, best friend of my children. And I think the way you've seen my children, I'm a mother of 5 children. And the way you see my children, active, jovial, it is because of my dad. Anytime I was like, Dad, sitaweza, he was like, Mom, no, you will make it. And I want to thank God for that. Dad has been a darling to me. Every time, every evening, nikitoka nikienda kazi, asubuhi nikitoka nikienda kazi, utasikia anafungua mlango anachungulia because natoka mapema sana, between 4 and 5. But the best part of it is, Dad will wait for me, hata nikirudi kwa nyumba saa 6. He's the one who is going to open the garage for me, lights, aniwashie taa. I make sure nimefunga mlango ya garage, nimefunga gari. And then when I enter the room, the house, Dad would always tickle me, Mom, welcome home, every day. And nikisema, Daddy, rudi ulale, wacha mimi nitafunga milango, he says no. Wewe panda stairs, uende kwako. He makes sure he has closed all the doors. That was my father. As you climb the stairs, he tells you, Mom, good night. That was Dad, the best friend I had. He encouraged me a lot. There's a time I almost gave up. But Dad told me his story and told me, who knew that I can sit in such a place? Who knew that you'll come and take care of me? So don't give up. Go ahead and God will open your doors. The best thing, my father never went to church. But surprisingly, Dad knew God. In everything, Dad could tell you, Mungu wako, Mungu atatenda. And I want to thank God for that. I want to talk about his sickness. Early 2020, we had just come from visiting our uncle here in May on 4th. While on our way back, I and my son, we got an accident in Nakuru. But God was able to restore us. When we went home on 5th, Dad fell down. Just aliteleza tu kidogo akavunjika mguu. At his old age. We cried, but Mungu alitusaidia. Akawekewa plates. He went through that journey very successfully with the support of my children. Akapona vizuri. Na from that time, Dad aliheal vizuri in July. From that time, Dad never hakuwa mgonjwa. Anytime we could come home, kimuuliza, Daddy, are you well? Atakwambia homa. Only that. But hakukuwa ule mzee ati atagonjeka hawasumbue. Until December 9. Mimi nilikuwa kazini. And I think my children wanajua the bond I have with my father. My daughter calls me, "Mom, I was preparing to go for an outside catering job around 9. Mom, umetoka ama bado?" And I, "Bado niko." "Usishtuke, I want you to come home, take Guka hospitali." And I'm like, Guka nimemwacha akiwa mzima asubuhi, what has happened? And then thank God I had a friend with me. Akachukua gari, we rushed home, tukapata Guka alikuwa unconscious. My daughter is a nurse, and that day we also had a visitor who was a nurse in the house. They did the first aid, tukamrush hospitali. Tukifika hospitali, you know how doctors behave. It was like, huyu mzee apelekwe CT scan, nothing else. Tunauliza, hiyo ndio mmeona peke yake? Dadi hajaanguka, hajafanya chochote. They said they are suspecting internal bleeding. And that day we were very rich as a family, very rich, that we could not even afford money for the CT scan. But I want to thank God, because the following morning God did a miracle, and I could not leave to go to work. I left my daughter in charge of his grandpa, and then I went to work. Akaenda naye akafanyiwa CT scan. Wakati alifanyiwa CT scan, hawakupata mambo mengi. It was a mild stroke, age related. One side of the brain ilikuwa imeshrink. It was not, the veins hazikuwa zinaingiza damu. And that is where his journey began. He was a fighter. He didn't want to show us that his time had come. On daily basis, Dad could struggle to talk. He was the best friend of his grandchildren. And most of the things the grandchildren could know Guka anataka hivi. And I want to thank God Dad prepared us. As much as I didn't want to accept, Dad prepared me. And I want to thank God for my children. I don't regret having them in early age. God knew why He gave me children at an early stage, because I don't know what I could have done without them. They never gave me a chance to stay in the hospital during the day. They could tell me, "Mom, weenda, sisi tutangoja Guka." Then jioni ni vita tu. When I want to sleep in the hospital, "Mom, no, we shall take care of Guka." Until the last week, when Dad was like, anaanza kuisha nguvu. He could not breathe on his own. Ikabidi amewekwa kwa oxygen. But we were not giving up. When doctors told us, this is not reversible. If there is any relative of yours, they were wondering, because they were only seeing me with my children. And they were like, "Wapi mama? Maybe huyu mzee anataka kuongelesha mama." But I want to thank God, because God gave us the strength to accept that we were sisi na baba yetu. Dad prepared us. Daktari akasema, "There's no much we can do. You guys organize how watu wa wanakaa sana kwa hii status. So organize how you can take your father home for palliative care." I want to thank God, because I have few friends who are very caring. Those friends, I talked to one, she's in the US, akawa wametafuta machine ya oxygen. I talked to others, wakawa wamenitafutia oximeter, everything that we needed. Kumbe Dad alikuwa anatucheka tu. Nasema, nyinyi hata mtafanya hiyo mambo hii. The day we got all those things, they were supposed to be ferried to Nairobi. That was on a Sunday. And then Sunday morning, that for the last 1 week, mimi ndio nilikuwa nalala na hospitali. So Sunday morning sikuenda church hiyo siku. Nikasema wacha nikae. Daktari akija akaniambia, "Mom, we will not take this man out of this hospital, because unless you show us the machines umepata, hatukupatii huyu mzee." Nikasema ni sawa, zikikuja nitawaambia. Sunday Daddy akashinda hivyo. On Sunday evening, our family was very happy. My children wote wakasema, "Mami, tunakusindikisha hospitali. So ndio unaenda kulala hospitali." Water for the first time. We went to hospital, all of us. And then dad liked calling my children Samburu. So when they entered the room, they started, Samburu, amka twende nyumbani. And dad could struggle. Only he was saying bye to my children. We took pictures and he was like, anytime he was greeting one of them, angekatalia mkono. We prayed, and then I released my children to go home. After releasing my children, that was around 10. Nikamwambia daddy, my dad alikuwa anapenda chai sana na chai ya kahawa. And something funny, that day I had carried a small flask. Already nilikuwa nimeitengeneza that coffee. And then I joked, daddy, today I've carried your favorite coffee. And then for the first time after 1 week, he said later. Nikamhold kama mtoto. We were only 2 of us in the room. Dad was not taking anything for the last 1 week. Lakini through syringe akakunywa half cup of that coffee. After that, because I could not turn him alone, nikaita nurses. Nurses wakakuja, wakanisaidia tukamturn. But kwa ile harakati ya kuturn, dad didn't want to leave me. Alinikatalia hivi, nurses ndio walinisaidia. And then I said, Dad, sorry, I know you are in pain. Kumbadilisha, nikamweka hiyo position. For 1 week alikuwa na makohozi yenye haikuwa itoki. Lakini after kumbadilisha hivyo, akadevelop a very funny cough. Na akatoa makohozi mingi sana, almost a half a cup, ikiwa na damu na kama usa. I started celebrating, telling God, this is your doing. I know my dad is going to be well. Nikamwosha mdomo vizuri, nikamlalisha kando, and then I told dad, let's pray. Akanihold mkono tight. For the first time, dad did not want to leave me. I prayed, and I really prayed for a long time. After that, I remember telling God, if it is your will and it is his time, God, may your will be done. And then nikaambia daddy, because hospitali tulikuwa room, tulikuwa na 2 beds. Nimwambia dad, I'm in the next bed. Na akaniambia haya. And dad was not talking for the last 1 week. Akaniambia haya. Kwa hiyo harakati, nika realize ameanza kugasp tena. Then I went back and told him, daddy, nini tena? Akashika mkono wangu. Dad hakutaka kuacha my hand. He continued gasping. Nikamwambia, have peace, Dad. You will not suffer the way you are suffering. Have peace. And then Dad, I was like, for the first time, nilivuta mkono kama amekatalia mkono yangu. Nikalala. I went to my bed and nikaanza kuworship. Kwa hiyo harakati ya kuworship, nilipata the best sleep ever. Sijai lala hivyo. Kwa ile hali ya kulala, nilijipata the whole room is bright. Bright that I could not even wake up niangalie daddy yako wapi. Anaendeleaje? Nikitaka kuangalia baba, mwangaza inanizuia. Kila nikitaka kuangalia baba, mwangaza inanizuia. That was between 2 and 2:30. And then another heavy sleep came. For the first time, sijai turn kwa room, nikaangalia ukuta. And then kwa hiyo harakati ya kuangalia ukuta, when nikashtuka, nimelala na niko na mgonjwa. Kupenduka hivi, the room was so white that I could not even see my father. And then I started asking God, what is happening? Give me strength to wake up and take care of my dad. Then I woke up. When I woke up, the first sight I saw like dad was ananiangalia. And then the mungurumo ya mashini ilikuwa imebadilika. I went there. Nikaangalia dad, he was like, he had rested. I want to thank God because I've been weak. My children wamekuwa strong all along since my dad started becoming.